I'll never forget the day Sophia sat me down at our kitchen table, her manicured fingers tracing the rim of her wineglass like this was just another casual conversation. Her voice was calm, almost rehearsed, as she dropped the bomb. I need a break, Daniel. But not just any break. I need a month to try things out with someone else. Her blue eyes were full of manufactured sympathy. I love you, but I love him too. I need to see what life with him is like before I make a final decision. Something inside me fractured, not broke, not yet. You need to be sure, I repeated, my voice hollow. She nodded. I don't want to throw away what we have in case. I realize I made a mistake. This month will help me figure it out. Figure it out, like I was some backup plan, a safety net for when things inevitably crashed and burned with her new fling. So you want me to just wait for you? I asked, gripping the edge of the table. She sighed like I was the unreasonable one. I'm not asking you to wait. I'm asking you to understand. This is the only way I can make the right decision, for both of us. The audacity was almost impressive. And that's when I knew, this wasn't a mistake. This was calculated. She thought she had us both wrapped around her finger. That's when something inside me snapped back into place, not in anger, but in cold, clear clarity. Sophia was playing a game, and she had no idea I was about to burn the whole deck. I kept my face neutral. Okay, I said, standing up. She blinked, thrown off by my calm. Okay, you need time? Take it. She hesitated, waiting for me to beg, to fight for her. But I wasn't giving her that satisfaction. Instead, I grabbed a beer from the fridge, twisted the cap off, and took a slow sip. I know this is hard, she said, licking her lips nervously. But it's the mature thing to do. It's what's best for us. I almost laughed. Yeah, mature. She smiled then, smug, victorious. Because she thought she'd won. Then she packed her bags and left. The moment the door closed, I got to work. I already knew his name, Ryan Carter. Some free-spirited entrepreneur she'd met at a networking event 3 months ago. I'd known about him, but I'd assumed it was harmless flirting. Turns out, I'd underestimated just how selfish Sophia really was. I dug deep. Ryan's business? A failing startup. His finances? A joke. His reputation? Tainted by whispers of shady deals and unpaid debts. And yet, this was the man she was willing to gamble our marriage on. Pathetic. But the best part? Ryan had a weakness, and I was about to exploit it. First, I met with my lawyer. Sophia had no idea our shared bank account now held half of what it did yesterday. She also didn't know I'd already started divorce paperwork, not to file yet, but to have it ready the second she made her decision. When she came crawling back, she'd realized she had nothing. Sophia's family had always loved me. Her parents, her sister, they all thought she'd married up. So I made sure they knew everything. I invited them over for dinner and dropped the bomb. Sophia left to explore her options. She's planning to choose between me and another man after a month. The look on her mother's face? Priceless. Her dad was silent, furious. Her sister was already screenshotting Sophia's Instagram posts, #NewBeginnings with Ryan. I let them stew in it. Let them realize their golden child was a selfish cheater. Then I sat back and watched the chaos unfold. I needed Sophia to feel secure, to believe I'd still be waiting when she came back. So I played the role of the wounded husband perfectly. I sent her one text a week. Hope you're doing okay. Thinking about you. I miss you. She ate it up, sending back half-hearted replies. Miss you too. This is harder than I thought. I just need more time. Oh, sweetheart, take all the time you need. Because by the time you come back, there'll be nothing left for you. A month later, she walked back into our house like she owned it, grinning, dropping her bags like she'd just returned from a vacation. I've made my decision, she announced. I leaned back on the couch, swirling bourbon in my glass. Oh, and what's that? She smiled, so damn sure of herself. I choose you, Daniel. I realized what we have is real. You're my home. She reached for me. I didn't move. Instead, I smiled and said the words that shattered her world. I didn't choose you. Her face froze, and just like that, the power shifted. I handed her the divorce papers. Signed. You've got 3 days to sign them too. After that, I filed them anyway. She panicked. You can't leave me with nothing. I smirked. Why not? You left me for nothing. She begged. She cried. She even brought up our son, Jake, as a last-ditch guilt trip. But Jake already knew what she'd done. Everyone did. By the weekend, she was gone. And by Monday, she was nothing but a memory. Sophia ran to Ryan, thinking he'd save her. But his free-spirited life was a house of cards, No money, no stability. 2 weeks later, he kicked her out. She tried rewriting the story, playing the victim. Nobody bought it. Meanwhile, Jake and I rebuilt. The house felt lighter. Life felt better. In Sophia, she spent years drowning in regret, reaching out occasionally, hoping for a lifeline. I never gave her one. Because the best revenge wasn't anger, wasn't humiliation, it was silence, and watching her realize, too late, that she'd lost the one man who ever truly loved her. Thoughts? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.